Did a senior prank at a Southern Kentucky high school go too far? Or did police go too far with the charges? That's coming up at 4:30.
An arrest warrant has been issued for a man police say was involved in a shooting outside a Lexington bar.
And construction at the old courthouse in Lexington will cause some traffic and parking issues downtown.
This is WKYT News at 4:30.
Good afternoon. Sam Dick and Andrea Walker reporting. Some Southern Kentucky teenagers are facing serious charges for what is being described as a senior prank.
The teens are now facing felony criminal charges, but some parents in Wayne County say what they did was harmless. Police and school officials say it's more serious than that. WKYT's Phil Pendleton has more from Monticello. It's our top story at 4:30.
I am told that 18 seniors, 15 of them being 18 years old, were all brought here to the Wayne County Jail for processing after what police say they did on the night before the last day of school. The principal says the doors were duct taped shut, graffiti was written on the windows, and sidewalk chalk was used to write things on the sidewalks. He says toilet paper was also put in the trees. He says it took 3 people more than 3 hours to clean it up. He calls it a senior prank, but the school resource officer says it was more than that, and I'm told that the teenagers are being rounded up and served with citations, some of which were even brought to jail. Now, parents are telling me that they are worried that these charges will be permanent and it could impact these young people much later in life. They say that even some of these are honor students or getting college scholarships, and they fear that these allegations will harm their future endeavors. We're going to talk to them and have much more coming up at 5:30, but for now, in Wayne County, Phil Pendleton, WKYT.
School officials did not want to be interviewed over this, and Sheriff's Office did not respond to our interview requests as well.
New information just in about a weekend shooting outside a Lexington bar. Police have just issued an arrest warrant for 30-year-old Leslie Parson. He's wanted for assault and possession of a handgun by a convicted felon. Police say that Parson was involved in a shooting incident early Sunday morning in the parking lot of Saddle Ridge on South Broadway. A man was shot in the head. Witnesses told us he was trying to break up a fight when that shot was fired. The victim remains at UK Hospital.
It's another wet day in the Bluegrass with rounds of showers and storms carrying through the afternoon and into the evening.
I have a feeling it's going to linger for a while. We're going to have more of that coming, so let's check in now with our chief meteorologist, Chris Bailey. Chris, I really want you to move this thing through fast.
You know what? I'm trying to just for you and your big plans coming up on Sunday, Sam. We'll see what we can do with it. Still got a few days to massage the forecast. Boy, it is looking stormy right now in Lexington, and with good reason. Look at the clouds out there. We're looking toward that southern and southwestern part of Fayette County. This temperature likely to drop very, very quickly over the next 15 minutes or so. Why? Rain is moving on into Lexington right now. Scattered thunderstorms across much of the region. Southern Kentucky heads up here into Whitley City, Williamsburg. Look at this stuff into northern Tennessee that is developing quickly, and that's going to skirt into southern Kentucky over the next 45 minutes. We'll keep a very close eye on that. Could be some hail and high winds associated with that storm in southern Kentucky. Hey, Richmond, a little bit of light rain now falling to the south of town. Lexington, between Fayette Mall and Nicholasville. That's where it is really coming down on the leading edge of that now. Right on top of Man o' War, heading over toward Heartland, and eventually the Richmond Road area, Alumni Drive, getting in on some rain as well. Georgetown, a little dying thunder shower working in your general direction. How about all the rain along Interstate 71, Louisville, toward the Covington, Cincinnati area? We'll watch that as well. Northern Kentucky with a flash flood watch that goes through the evening. Much of the region picked up a lot of rain over the past couple of days. We've got more rain to go as we head into the weekend. We'll take a look at that extended hour-by-hour forecast when I come back.
Thank you, Chris. The number of truckers arrested for driving under the influence of drugs is on the rise. A WKYT investigation found more commercial truck drivers were cited for drug violations than alcohol last year. A spokesperson for the Kentucky Trucking Association says communication between the 1,400 trucking companies is key to making sure drivers aren't high on the roads.
Certain drugs are becoming more acceptable in society. It has put a greater burden on transportation, especially trucking, to keep that from being a big hindrance in how we hire drivers.
Sam is at the live desk with our investigative reporter Miranda Combs with more on this story that she's working on for 6.
So, Miranda, this came about because earlier we had done an interview in jail with a trucker allegedly who was driving under the influence, and you wanted to follow up on that, right?
Right, and sometimes that happens. In May, this happened. We did a jailhouse interview with this guy, and he said, well, I haven't done meth in 2 days. So that got us wondering in our Investigates meeting, as you may recall, well, what are the regulations for truck drivers, and how are they controlled, and how do you know who's had arrests and who hasn't?
So you visited a trucking company that's based out of Louisville.
The Kentucky Trucking Association had us ride along with a large company out of Louisville. And interestingly, there are 1,400 trucking companies registered in Kentucky. Doesn't that sound like a lot?
It does.
But that goes from a two truck fleet to hundreds. So it runs the gambit. And that's what they said the issue is it's a communication problem. You need to know when you're hiring someone from another company what that company is giving you, basically.
So they say a database is going to help in some way with
There's
this?
a medical clearinghouse that's coming through federally. It's not done yet, but it will be able to allow a company president to put into this database if a person's had a DUI or a drug arrest, so that when you hire somebody, you can look at this database and then see what you're getting. So it's hopefully would be able to have transparency better on both sides.
Trying to stop a potential problem from reaching the road, if at all possible.
Exactly.
Right. Very, very interesting. Affects a lot of people. And your safety on the roads. We'll have much more coming up on WKYT at 6. And
Thank you, Sam and Miranda. Parking and traffic patterns around the old courthouse on Main Street will be changing because of construction work on the 116-year-old building. Parking spaces on Upper between Short and Main will be moved to the block between Church and Short. Upper will be reduced to 1 lane between Church and Short. The right-hand lane of Upper Street between 2nd and Church will be a right turn only lane, and the sidewalk next to the old courthouse between Short and Main will be closed throughout construction. The project is expected to be completed in 2018. Plans for the renovated building include offices, a restaurant, an event venue, and visitor attractions. Boxing legend Muhammad Ali has been hospitalized and is being treated for a respiratory issue, according to a family spokesperson. The spokesperson says Ali, who suffers from Parkinson's disease, is being treated by his team of doctors and is in fair condition. A brief hospital stay is expected. At this time, the Muhammad Ali family respectfully requests privacy. Most of Texas is under flash flood warnings and watches as more wet weather is expected throughout the weekend.
they've been saturated. Manuel Bojorquez is in Richmond, outside of Houston, Texas, where overflowing rivers have forced thousands of people from their homes.
The sound of pounding rain has become the daily chorus across the state of Texas. Wednesday's storms targeted north of Houston, where a 6-inch downpour in just 3 hours led to flash flooding. It was a similar scene further north in Lubbock, where drivers slogged through washed-out streets. In the southeast, the overflowing Brazos River stranded these cows in deep water. The river continues to consume homes and land. It's climbed to nearly 10 feet above flood stage near Richmond, exceeding earlier projections. Emergency crews have carried out more than 450 water rescues.
This is something we haven't seen in this area in 100 years.
Mary Dotterell's home is already in nearly 3 feet of water as this area braces for more rain.
Is this beyond belief for people?
Yes, it is. Nobody can project it. It's unbelievable. I mean, I don't know what I'm going to do an hour from now.
Texas Governor Greg Abbott has declared a state of disaster in 31 counties because of the severe weather, and parts of southeast Texas could get up to 7 inches of rain over the next several days. Manuel Bojorquez, CBS News, Richmond, Texas.
And with more rain on the way, it could be weeks before the water level of the Brazos River returns to normal.
Until there is a cure for cancer, Kentuckians need your help.
Our Deanne Stevens is out and about today with details from the Kentucky Cancer Link. Hey, Deanne.
Hey, good afternoon, guys. We are here at the Kentucky Cancer Link, where it is a very important month, especially to these folks here who are benefiting from the different services that Kentucky Cancer Link has to offer. We have Johnny and Nancy here. Johnny is a cancer patient here. Tell us about your treatments, Johnny, and what you're going through now.
Well, what I'm going through is, from the beginning, I had a little knot on my neck, and I went to the doctor, and they did an MRI and an X-ray, and it turned out to be a tumor. So I did the radiation. From there, I went you know, it cured it, but it destroyed all the insides of my throat. But anyway, it went to my lungs. So I have 3 spots of cancer in my lungs right at this time.
Well, you said your beautiful sister Priscilla got you over here and got some help. Talk about Kentucky Cancer Link and how you're benefiting from the services that they offer.
Well, Priscilla introduced me with Kentucky Link, and she called them, they called me back, and the things that I needed, Kentucky Link provided it for me, and I appreciate it very much.
Make a huge difference in what you guys are doing. And Nancy, you yourself are going through some different screenings. Talk a bit about that and how they're helping you.
Okay, I did the colon screening and it came back fine. Then I do the mammograms once a year. Go to UK and they do that. And all the women here are absolutely wonderful people. Couldn't be any better people.
Well, their goal is making a difference in all of your lives. Priscilla, you knew the services that they offered, and you're getting teary-eyed here on me, but what they do for your brother and these folks who have cancer and encouraging them to do those screenings, it's a difference of life and death here.
Absolutely, and it's so important to get the screenings, but this facility here has been so wonderful to Johnny. All the women have done nothing but just allowed him to be like they're part of the family, and they have really helped him, and I'm so thankful that I had the resource available to give to him so that he could, you know, get the services.
Well, it's a great resource to take advantage of. Vicki is with us from Kentucky Cancer League. The Until campaign has now kicked off, and we want folks' help. How can they help?
Well, they can help by going to our website, of course, and donating that way. We will be at the Fayette Mall Friday and Saturday from 10 to 6 by the Cheesecake Factory entrance. Come by, see our booth. We'll have all the preventive screening information along with a way that you can donate and help support all the Kentuckians that are facing a cancer diagnosis.
Yeah, another thing you want folks to participate in is using the hashtag Until. What do they need to do with that?
Yes. We're urging people to take your picture, make your own sign, hashtag Until. Take your pic, share it with your friends, spread the word about the Until campaign.
And you can get more info on that campaign and the great work that they're doing here at the Kentucky Cancer Link by going to kycancerlink.org. I'm Deanne Stevens, out and about. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Deanne. And, you know, this hits home to a lot of us here at the station. I've had to fight prostate cancer, so a number of us here at the station have put together some videos that people will be seeing on the air, raising awareness about cancer and the Kentucky Cancer Link. So we hope people will pay attention to Until, hashtag
Yes,
Until.
absolutely. We're certainly glad you beat it.
Oh,
glad
good.
you're still with us.
I'm on the road.
There you go.
Thanks. Arnold Schwarzenegger had a brush with nature, and Barbara Streisand is doing something that she hasn't done in 45 years.
Danielle Nottingham has those stories and more in your Eye on Entertainment.
Barbara Streisand will make an appearance on Broadway's Biggest Night. The star of stage and film will be one of the presenters at the Tony Awards on June 12th on CBS. It will be Streisand's first Tony appearance since 1970. The cast and crew of the new Warcraft movie introduced their film in Beijing.
Dark forces are upon us.
The fantasy thriller is based on the wildly popular video game series about humans facing an army of orc intruders. Paula Patton stars as a half-orc choosing her loyalties.
She is a great warrior, and she represents what women have been through in many ways. And it's important for somebody to exist like that in a film like this.
Warcraft: The Beginning opens in the U.S. June 10th. A Los Angeles crowd got revved up for Lowriders. The film had its world premiere on the opening night of the LA Film Festival. Starring Eva Longoria, the movie's about the California car culture and a young artist feeling the pull of two worlds. And the Terminator met his match in South Africa. Arnold Schwarzenegger was on safari when he had this close encounter. The elephant approached his Jeep and then chased the vehicle as it drove away. Schwarzenegger posted the video on Instagram. That's your Eye on Entertainment. Danielle Nottingham, CBS News, Los Angeles.
Well, you know, there are no windows in the studio, but we don't need them to know that it is raining right now. We can hear it loud and clear.
It was pounding a few minutes ago. Seems like it has let up a little bit, Chris. Well, now it's coming back. So Andrew is right. We have no window.
Soon, huh?
Yeah.
Very strong storm on the south and east side of Lexington right now. That is putting down, we've had nickel-sized hail and 55-mile-per-hour winds in the city of Lexington over the past 20 minutes or so without a warning, without even a special weather statement for the city of Lexington. Here's what we are dealing with. This is the strongest storm that has the most lightning with it. It is right on top of Fayette County right now. And again, it is on the south and east side of town, and that is pushing on through. You're likely to get some hail, high winds of greater than 50 miles per hour that may take down a tree limb or two. And again, it is right on top of the downtown Lexington area as we speak. So we'll keep a very close eye on this storm and additional storms that are going up all across central and eastern Kentucky. Right now, let's check in with Officer Don and see how the rain is impacting that late day commute. Don?
Well, it is having an impact, especially in the area of that storm that you were just talking about on the interstate. Stop and go traffic at this moment, 75 and north and southbound between the northern and southern split. There's a collision at Tates Creek Road. This one is near the Circle, and the lights are completely dark on Tates Creek Road, anywhere from Albany up to the Circle right now. So it is a mess both directions on Tates Creek because of that. Drive times will be impacted because of the weather. To Nicholasville, still okay. Versailles Road's about normal, but it's going to slow down in the storms. Now back to you in the studio.
Thanks, Don. A boy tattles on his dad in a strange elk encounter. It's the video that will have you talking. Take a look at this.
Okay, Andrea's already told me this is a great video, so here we go. A 6-year-old from Massachusetts apparently is a real stickler for the rules, and his father found out about it the hard way. The boy actually called 911 to tattle on his dad for running a red light. Robbie Richardson and his father Mike were on their way home when they came to a red light. Mike stopped, then turned right legally.
Dad, you went through a red light. He says, yeah, you can turn on red there. No, you can't. That light's red. You stay there. He goes, I'm calling the police.
Can't believe he did that.
Don't rat on your family, kid.
I know. I'm calling the police. True to his word and unbeknownst to his parents, Robbie picked up the phone and did just that. He dialed 911. The dispatcher who picked up says that call was one of the good ones. And as it turns out, backseat driver Robbie wants to be a police officer one day. So it ended well.
Yeah, he's well on his way. A tourist got a reality check when she got just a little too close to a wild elk. The encounter happened in Yellowstone National Park. You can see the woman approaching the elk, camera in hand. A tour guide tries to warn her off, but it was too late. The elk charges the woman, who is then seen lying on the ground. The woman escaped unharmed from the scare, but learned a lesson when it comes to wild animals.
And an elk, no less. I mean, you know, that's not going to feel very good, you would think. You could get hurt seriously, I would think.
People with these phones, they just have no fear anymore.
I guess not. All right. It is raining here on Winchester Road. Much more on the weather coming up with Chris Bailey now on WKYT at 5.